The last story. How fitting is it that this is going to be my last regular Wii review before I move on to the Wii U? Now, like all my RPG reviews, I'm only going to show footage from the first 5 to 6 hours of the game, but I've gotten much farther than you can see. I just don't like to spoil the story or the locations that you're going to travel through, so I always limit my recordings if possible to the first few hours. You know, I usually don't like these type of games. It's just a lot of button mashing, and overall I don't find them that fun. I like turn-based RPGs, but unlike the previous action RPGs that I've reviewed, I think this one does a better job than most of any of the others that I've played. The only exception to that I would say is Zelda. The game is an action RPG where enemies will come on the screen and you have to fight them right there. There isn't any jumping into the action, and that made it more exciting for me. The game gives you the option of letting you do auto fights so you don't have to press buttons, or you can have it so you can be in control. I played it in auto for a while, but I found it really boring at times. I turned it off and the excitement level was definitely increased. The gimmick of the game is that it's played out like a book. There's a narrator throughout the game that summarizes the chapter that we're on, and I thought that was cool. Now, as for the story, you play as a mercenary who meets up with a mysterious girl, and that meeting will change everything in that character's life forever. Alright, that's gotta be one of the vaguest plot lines for a summary that I've ever given. The game is about the story, and if I give any of it away, it's like me telling you what's gonna happen in a book. It's just gonna take away from the fun. So that's why I'm keeping the story plot very vague. If you watch my reviews, you know I'm a sucker for a good story. And this one was really good, even if it was a little bit slow to start up. When it came to fighting enemies, there were a lot of different ways to attack them. In fact, at times, I think there might have been way too many ways of fighting enemies. It felt like there was just too many moves to learn. The game would give you new abilities or moves to learn quite often, and they would show you how to do it using a tutorial movie and hints. Now, the whole thing is voice acted, and of course it's done with British voices. Just once, I'd love to hear a different kind of accent in these RPGs. I mean, what's wrong with an American accent? We don't sound classy enough for an RPG? Because I can totally picture like a southerner. Come on, y'all, let's go save this kingdom! Now, the worlds that you travel and fight in were sometimes large, but more often than not, they were pretty cramped. There were quite a few times where it felt like it was just one big hallway. It wasn't as bad as No More Heroes, as that game was nothing but one long hallway after another. I just wish there was more open areas to explore. Now, there will always be a map that you could use if you ever get lost, and trust me, in the city you will get lost. It is huge. Now, I do want to say the graphics look fantastic for a Wii game. Even the sound is really good. I was very impressed with the visuals that they were putting out for all the limitations the Wii has. The game is controlled very well. You should really use the classic controller because I felt it was the easiest way to play the game, but you can play it with just the nunchuck and Wiimote. You and your characters each have 5 lives to work with in battle. Why such an odd number? Why not 4 or 6 or 9? Now, like I said, you and your friends each have 5 lives. So when you're in a battle event and your character loses all their lives, they're dead for that battle fight. Now, at the end of that battle event, everyone's lives returns to 5. So you don't have to worry about re-earning those lives. Now, when you're in battle and one of your friends die or you die in battle, in order to come back to life, you have to wait a little bit. There is a little bit of a delay, but that delay can be ended if the main character uses his special power to revive you. Now, one of the things that I liked was there was a bit of a Zelda feel to the bosses. They would often have little tricks you'd have to do to make their weak spots appear. So it made the main boss fights much more fun than slash slash block slash. Now, the inventory system was a bit weird. You had to pick up items that would increase your stats on your weapons or armor. You could upgrade your weapons quite often. Normally it was during some of the most awkward times, like right after a battle. This guy is hurt, but he still has the time to add on to your sword. It's like, dude, don't you think we should get you to a hospital? No! I must add a gem to your sword! From what I hear, there's also online play, but unfortunately I've been having problems accessing the internet from my Wii, so I couldn't test that, but I hear it's fun. The last story is a fitting endgame for the Wii. It was truly a great story-based action RPG. If you want a lot of action and fighting with loads of side quests, buy Xenoblade Chronicles. If you want to be engrossed in a fun and exciting story for about 30 to 40 hours, then you should buy this game. Now, with that review done, I'm going to move on to what everyone's been waiting for, Wii U reviews. So up next is Nintendo Land. Thanks for watching.